What's up, everybody? Derek Anderson, the DA. You know, this whole Ezra Miller situation is not getting any better whatsoever. We already know that the guy is now seeking help, apparently, or supposedly seeking help for all of the problems that he's been causing over the last, really, 2 years, but they're really focused on 2022, how he's been getting in fights, how he's been breaking and entering into people's homes, how he's threatened people's lives, he's taken off with somebody's child across the country, grooming them and doing all kind of crazy stuff. This guy has not pulled out any stops when it comes to doing just weird and controversial stuff, and it's not getting any better. It says now that he has a messiah complex and wants to lead an indigenous revolution. I told you a few months ago that if the WB was smart, if Warner Brothers Discovery was smart, if David Zaslav was smart, they would pull the plug on Ezra Miller. They would recast. They said, okay, let's just get a new actor in here. Let's recast. We can put all of this Ezra Miller mess behind us. We don't even have to think about this guy anymore. If this movie is any good, you can put another Ezra Miller style actor into this role and probably do just as fine. Okay, this thing didn't absolutely hinge on Ezra Miller being the character, so they haven't done it. They're going to try to push forward without it, and now we're just going to get more and more reports. So let's go ahead and check this one out. It says a source also said Miller believes their union, right, with Dakota Iron Eyes, whom they've been accused of grooming, is supposed to bring about the apocalypse. It's absolutely insane. It's absolutely unreal, but that's what's happening. Okay, so let's read on. Ezra Miller is taking Facebook's metaverse and DC's universe quite seriously, per a new report. Vanity Fair published an investigative piece chronicling the Flash star ongoing arrest and recent apologies citing mental health concerns. Yeah, no kidding, mental health, right, buddy? Per Vanity Fair, Miller, who identifies as non-binary and uses they-them pronouns, has been struggling with various mental health issues for more than 2 years since the 2019 divorce of their parents and the 2020 COVID-19 pandemic. Miller has been arrested for disorderly conduct and harassment, and then second-degree assault charges, received a felony charge for burglary in August. The perks of being a Wallflower alum has also been at the center of child endangerment accusations, including allegations of grooming teenagers starting at age 12. Miller issued a public apology in August of 2022, stating that they are pursuing treatment. So, like, here's the real kicker. Here's the real information right here. A source in the new Vanity Fair report claims that Miller believes themselves to be a Christ-like figure, fated to wed 18-year-old environmental activist Dakota Iron Eyes, whose parents requested a court-issued protective order against Miller, stating in court documents that the actor met Dakota 6 years ago when they were 12 and Miller was 23. So he's been after this chick since she was a 12-year-old preteen. Man, this guy is a sick individual. Ezra is Jesus and Dakota's an apocalyptic Native American spider, guys. And their union is supposed to bring about the apocalypse, a source from Miller's compound in Vermont dubbed The Mountain told the outlet. So, wait a minute. Time out. So these cats is on some, like, you know, keymaster and gatekeeper stuff, right? You know, it's like, they got nicknames. She's a spider goddess. They got the mountain in there, I guess. I don't know if that's the mountain from Game of Thrones, probably not. But I mean, what the hell is happening in this world, man? And that's the real reason everyone is so opposed to them being together, because we don't want the apocalypse, right? Oh, no. Keep them two apart. No, we can't have that. Don't let the gatekeeper and the keymaster get together. Otherwise, we gonna get Gozer coming down the middle of, what, Central Avenue with as a big Stay Puft Marshall. Oh my gosh. I can't do this shit no more. Our Iron Eyes mother, Jumping Eagle, added, they say they are some kind of messiah and they are going to lead an indigenous revolution. Holy smokes. WB, they've tinkered with this guy, they've messed with this guy. And yeah, it's just gonna come out. You know, this is just gonna be the story from now until June of 2023, when this movie is supposedly going to drop. I don't know how they're gonna do it. I have no idea how they're gonna pull this off. But yeah, it'll be fun to watch. I can guarantee you it'll be interesting to watch. Iron Eye's parents allege Miller used violence, intimidation, threats of violence, fear, paranoia, delusions, and drugs to hold sway over a young adolescent Dakota, as well as cult-like behavior and grooming the teen. Jumping Eagle also accused Miller of influencing Dakota's decision to come out as a non-binary transgender. Well, of course, like if you're around somebody, you know, like I don't know why they would have allowed their child at 12 years old. So let's pause for a minute and let's talk about the parents. Like, how did you allow your child to stay around this individual? If this individual was 23 and your daughter is 12, there's no way in hell that you should have been letting this man around this young girl. What the hell is wrong with you? Okay. So, you know, y'all can act like all victimized right now, but this is your fault. The parents of this young child, that's your fault. Because I have a daughter, and better believe there is no way in hell that my daughter would have been around anybody that was even remotely in that age range. I don't care if they were nice and wonderful and kind and she was a big fan. Like, nah, every visit will be supervised. You know, we ain't letting you around this person alone. There's no chance in hell that's gonna happen. And then once you start finding out all of this stuff is happening and it's just getting crazier and crazier, man, you just gotta pull the plug. And I guess they tried to when she turned 18, but by that time she's already an adult and she's been groomed. It's too late now. Jumping Eagle continued, if somebody pisses off Ezra, they're a transphobic or a transphobic Nazi, because we're trying to protect our daughter and we're trying to point out what Ezra's done to harm our daughter. Now we're transphobic. You know, again, the time for doing all of that stuff was probably about 6-7 years ago when this man first met your daughter. That was the time to do all of that stuff, okay? To try to, you know, hey, Ezra, get your ass away from my daughter, and no, you're not talking to her no more. That was the time to do that. Not now when she's 18 years old and all of this stuff like that. Not to say that you shouldn't try, but like the horse is out of the barn right now. It's gonna be a hard task to get that boy back in there. You know what I mean? The mountain has been described as a court harem. Oh, okay, so the mountain is not just a guy, it's the court harem. Oh, okay, that's interesting. Of mostly young women who are encouraged to leave their cell phones at Miller's altar. What the hell? Which also includes toy figures of the Flash. I shouldn't be laughing. This is serious business, but at the same time, it's so ridiculously insane that stuff like this is happening. So it's not funny, but at the same time, it's like, Jesus Christ, oh my God. Another source added that Miller's compound is actually a patriarchal dictatorship where Ezra controls all the sex as the man and plays the women against each other, screams at them, belittles them in front of the others. This dude needs to be in jail. He needs to be in jail. If this is what's happening right here, he needs to go to jail. Why are we even talking about this guy being in the Flash? You got toy figures of the Flash on an altar. Holy crap. Miller is also said to verbally and emotionally abuse their cohorts and refers to himself as Jesus and the devil. The actor apparently can often be found claiming that the Flash is the one who brings the multiverses together just like Jesus. He talked about the metaverse and the medicine and how they're the Messiah and what works is here and inside are revealed. They say their spiritual practice is to be among the people, which means party. So in Iceland, he was out nonstop. His favorite were the raves. He'd go on benders for 2 days, 3 days at a time. And that's where he was choking that woman. That was 2 years ago, right? That's where he was filmed choking a woman. And that was the first thing that WB just kind of let, you know, go by the wayside. They haven't done anything to try to fix this situation and get this guy to help or get him just the hell away from this particular franchise. They've played with him, okay? They've played with him far too long. And it's funny because remember, Ezra said that he was doing whatever he was going to do, but when they finally said, nah, we're going to pull the Flash out of here, you're no longer going to be the Flash, that's when he finally said, okay, nah, I got to change. So clearly this guy in his head really thinks that he is the Flash. He really thinks that the Flash is some kind of Messiah figure that's going to connect the multiverses together. Ezra, it's just a comic book, bro. It's just a comic book. It's not real. I feel like I got to tell him that. Oh my gosh. Jasper was telling Ezra he wasn't part of the movement. He was the movement. That he was the next Messiah and that the Freemasons were sending demons out to kill him. This would be a hell of a movie, man. I'm gonna tell you right now. Ezra, hey, you know what? You got a great film in here, like some kind of post-apocalyptic. Again, I know I'm making fun of it and I'm joking about it, and it's serious. You know, it is really serious. But yeah, this guy is Looney Toony, man. What are we doing messing with this person, man? Get him in jail. It says here, Another dear friend of Miller includes actress Susan Sarandon. It says here that Miller was demanding that Susan Sarandon come pay tribute to his altar because she didn't invite Ezra to a dinner party. I mean, there's just on and on and on. Look, I mean, what we really want is that these kids and these young girls are safe away from this guy. This guy needs to be locked up in prison somewhere. If any of this stuff is even 10% true, and we know most of it is because of what's been going on and the stuff that's been reported, we know that some of this is true. But if this guy really thinks like he is some kind of messiah figure, he's going to end up killing somebody. They need to get this dude locked up and away from people. Okay, go somewhere, get some help, find a psychologist and a therapist and somebody, maybe a psychiatrist that can prescribe something to this person. He needs to get serious help. He's been grooming this girl since she was 12 years old. So this stuff about, well, it just happened in the last couple of years when his parents passed away and because of the COVID, no. This has nothing to do with that. This guy has been having his eye on this child since she was 12. That's when he knew her. I guarantee you that's when all of this nonsense started, and the parents were just oblivious to it. So the parents, they deserve some blame. Ezra Miller, absolutely. But these parents, I'm telling you, man, it's a lot of parents. It's similar to that R. Kelly situation. It's like, well, what are you doing letting your kids around this grown-ass man? No. I don't want to hear about how bad he is. I want to talk about you and what you're doing, what kind of parent you are. You're the one that let your child around this person, okay? So before you start throwing all of these terrible accusations, you should be saying, and I'm a horrible parent too. I'm a piece of shit parent because I let my child even get around this person, and I should be equally condemned as I'm condemning him. So have at it. Condemn me because I'm a dummy. Anyway, folks, go ahead. Give me your thoughts and your opinions. Ezra Miller, once again, I mean, this thing is going to just keep getting worse, and I don't think it's going to get any better until this guy is completely out of the limelight 100%. Pull the Flash, pull all the project, pull everything away from this guy. He doesn't deserve it. But go ahead, leave me your thoughts and your opinions in the comments below. Thanks for watching. See you next time.